You may begin.
Thank you. I'll call this last meeting of the 2018 to 2022 council to order at 12:32 p.m. And we'll start out with the territorial land acknowledgement. Before our meeting gets underway, I would like to formally recognize the traditional keepers of this land and specifically our neighbors of the Alderville First Nation with a formal territorial acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge that the Township of Alnwick-Haldeman is located on the Mississauga Anishinaabe territory and is the traditional territory of the Mississauga Anishinaabe. The Township of Alnwick-Haldeman respectfully acknowledges that the Mississauga Nation are the collective stewards and caretakers of these lands and waters in perpetuity, and that they continue to maintain this responsibility to ensure their health and integrity for generations to come. And we'll now have a moment of silence for our fallen soldiers and citizens. And as we remember, next Friday is November 11th and the Remembrance Day services. Thank you. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interests and general nature thereof? Seeing none. Approval of the agenda as circulated. Be it resolved that the agenda for the regular council session of Thursday, November 3rd, 2022 be approved as circulated. Can I have a mover? Councillor Phillips, second. Councillor Hogg. All in favor? Carried. Item 6, approval of the minutes. And it's be it resolved that the regular council session minutes of October 6th, 2022 and October 20th, 2022 be approved. I have a mover. Councillor Hogg, second. You got
Oh, I noticed one error on page 15. It should read Roseneath Civic Center for when we were doing the post office.
Okay.
At the very top.
You seconded the motion? Yeah. Anything else from the minutes? That was a correction. Nothing? All in favor? Carried. Is there any business arising from the previous minutes? None. Item 8 is fire department, and Chief Dawson is on. Call you forward, Dave. And
thanks.
Be it resolved that the council of the Township of Alnwick-Haldeman accept the explanations from the fire chief for the overages of 4 budget line items for 2022, as well as the 2023 apparatus procurement plan. Could I have a mover, please, to get this on the floor? Councillor Phillips, second by Councillor Booth. Okay. Chief Dawson.
I apologize, Mayor, Your Worship. I am driving right at the moment. My explanations are listed there in the report, and I don't have any further detail.
Okay. The overages are pretty self-explanatory, I think. Anyways?
Yes, they were.
Yeah. And nothing else?
There's nothing new to report.
Okay. All in favor, or any comments or questions for Dave? No, all in favor, carried. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Item 9 is the Building and Planning Department, and the report is from Daryl Hall. Be it resolved that the report from Daryl Hall, CBO, MBEO, Planning Assistant, dated November 3rd, 2022, rebuilding permit summary, October, be received and filed. A mover? Councillor Hogg, second by Councillor Philp. You there, Daryl?
I'm here. Yep. Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah, so this is through you, Your Worship. This is just my monthly report on building permits and where we're at. As you can see, there's 159 on this report issued. That is actually about 162 to date right now, which is a good year again. Last year, I believe, if you look down through the report, we did a total of 158 permits total last year. So we're above that now, with a few more on the desk, and still 2 months to go. So I'm surmising I can't guess where we'll be at, but we could be up around 175 to 180 permits this year. So busy year, lots going on. So it's been good. So yeah, I can answer any questions with respect to that report if anybody has any.
Okay. Good job. We're glad to hear that. Are there any questions or comments for Daryl? Seeing none, they like that report, Daryl. All in favor? Carried.
Thank you. If I could just take one more minute of council's time, I just wanted to reach out and through you, Your Worship, I know this is you guys' last meeting as council. I wasn't there a week ago when you had your presentations, but I wanted to thank you on behalf of the Building and Bylaw Department for working with you guys over the years. Thank you for your help, and hopefully our paths will cross again. And I really enjoyed working with you, so I just wanted to reach out and say thanks.
Thank you very much, Daryl, for your kind words. Anybody else want to acknowledge? Go ahead, Sherry.
Thanks, Daryl. It's been a pleasure actually watching you grow in your position over the past 8 years, and I hope I'm not building another house, so I'm not sure what capacity, but hopefully we'll see each other around, I'm sure, the community. But all the best to you and your staff.
Thank you.
There may be a few wheelies on your lawn on the way home tonight, so just watch out.
Anyone else?
Thank you.
Thanks, Daryl. You've been great to work with. Item 10 is Parks and Recreation. And there's 3 reports. The first one, 10.1, is a report on special events permit application, Grafton Christmas Market. Be it resolved that the report from Jennifer Steen, Parks, Recreation and Culture Coordinator, dated November 3rd, 2022, special events permit application, Grafton Christmas Market, be received, and we need further direction from council. So could I have a mover to get this on the floor? Councillor Phillips, second. Deputy Mayor Gibson. Okay. Who are we asking, you or Brian?
Brian is not online. He's not done his meeting, so and Jennifer is sick today, so I guess you're stuck with me.
Okay. Any questions, comments?
I have a comment about the event. It was a real big success last year, and you know, I read through it with some joy. It looks like it's going to be bigger and better this year. I think it's really become an institution, and you know, I certainly look forward to being part of that. As a citizen, it'll be a blast, and I got my grandkids coming down, and you know, that's the spirit of the whole thing. Is everybody shows up and has a good time, so it'll be great. Thank you for all of the organization through Jennifer Steen. If you would pass that on. I will. I'm looking forward to it.
I will just add through Jennifer sent it to me this morning that auxiliary officers will be at the event. Staff will be hand delivering notices to all affected residents, and the health unit has no concerns with the event. So she has done a great job, her and Brian, to have everything covered. So.
Okay, well, what about Mrs. Pat's business on the corner, because she had a couple issues last year?
Yep, she's been notified of the event and is accepting the event quite well.
Okay. Anything further? Greg?
Just a quick question through you, Your Worship, to Troy. Troy, it talks about there's going to be additional food vendors. Do you know who they are? Are they local? There was an issue raised that as long as it was local people, because you have the Lassam, the Ladle, and you have the Grafton Inn that are supplying food. So I guess a concern was brought up that they didn't want maybe companies from Toronto or somebody like that coming and taking the business.
No, from what I gather, it's local, be it Northumberland County.
Okay.
I have a couple of questions. Concerns, actually. Is this an incomplete application? Because there's a declaration that has to be signed on the back page of the application. And there isn't any names or dates or who's responsible.
I can get that completed.
I think it should be completed because the letter or the notice that came in also from the committee doesn't have any names.
Yep. No, we can get all that contact information.
Yeah, because that could end up being liability for the township. Okay.
Yep.
And do they still pay the damage deposit and then get that refunded?
Daryl's still online. I see Daryl's name on the application. Do you know Daryl?
We did not take that damage deposit last year, no.
Maybe that's something that should be considered in the future. If it's, it's just a check, and then if there's no damage or anything, the check just gets sent back to the people. Councillor Booth?
Is that not what they're requesting though? It says that they have to have $750 and 500 of that amount is a refundable deposit. That's on page 33.
Yes, it is, but it's also, it ends up, if there's something happens, it's on the municipality, where I thought they were asking to have the fee for the special occasion permit to be waived.
Yeah, that's what it says.
But not necessarily, do we waive the deposit for damage?
Is that not the same fee though, Daryl?
It's two different fees.
Oh, is it?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, there's a line item that breaks it down on the application. But I think it is, they're asking to waive both of them on the report.
Did we waive last year?
Daryl says we did, but I'm thinking that means
I would have to check with Jennifer Steen on that to make sure, but I think it was waived last year, but
then it opens it up when other organizations come in that you don't have the damage fee.
Yeah, that should be paid, right? And then they get it back if there's no damage. That's separate from the application fee. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Just for the safety of the municipality. Lots of times they give a check and they get the check back.
Yeah.
So it's nothing, but just, I would say those for the suggestions. And it was a really good show last year. I came home with 2 full bags. My wallet was a little lighter, so it wasn't much of a load. So looking forward to it again this year. Councillor Booth?
And Troy, are we having a booth from the town there? I know I mentioned it last time. But
There. Why don't you hear the booth?
Yeah, I'll be there, but
Booth will be there.
it might be a good idea to have a table from the town, and whether or not, even if it's the fire department handing out stuff, or, I mean,
Jennifer did mention that there'll be township representatives there and a booth.
okay,
And with Councillor Booth.
won't be me representing it, but if the
Yeah,
if the
well,
fire department's there. Or
I know
something,
they have plans on the township being represented.
Yeah, okay, good, thank you.
And there's a snow painting, I think, behind this building,
Yes.
is it not? So if there's no snow, that's snow out of the arena?
I haven't been involved in that much of the
You're not
planning.
you're not the weatherman?
We'll have snow by then.
Deputy Mayor Gibson?
Yeah, through you, and maybe Daryl or Troy can answer this question, but $500 for damage deposit in today's, the cost of what might be damaged and what we have to replace really isn't much money. And I mean, I'm happy to waive it this time around. We waived it last year, but I really think moving forward, you need to look at what does that cover, and is it appropriate for, you know, current costs?
Yeah, and just so council is aware that Brian will be out taking pictures of everything before and after. So just for all, road issues and sidewalk issues, or, if there's any kind of damage. So he did that last year as well. So it's, in case there is an issue, we have proof, right?
Yeah.
So.
Because it's getting late.
Mhm.
It's getting close to when this event is taking place. And I have no idea, like, I mean, it sounds like it's a volunteer group of people getting together, and, where's the $500 coming from? Getting
Well, they
passed on
have-
to vendors' permits, like cost of.
Well, the vendors will likely pay a fee to be there, but, we need somebody responsible, signed, and whether or not council decides on the refundable deposit. Because you're going down the township road as well with homes and businesses.
Yeah, I see that. But like you say, it's hopefully it's just if somebody's just ripping it up at the end. So maybe they don't actually have to come up with the 500.
They don't really, they can just issue the check.
Yeah.
And when there's nothing wrong, they can come in and get it or be satisfied it's torn up.
Yeah, but yeah, sounds like something you got to do in the future. Revisit it.
Councillor Booth?
Also, what's missing, Troy, is the certificate of insurance. They're providing that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. As the deputy mayor said, $500 is nothing, right? Wouldn't barely cover the deductible, but if they have the insurance and there is a big issue or something, that would come into play.
Okay. And this is the second year for this event?
That's correct.
What did we decide? How many years does an event go before they do get charged the fee? Can you remember that, Councillor Booth? Yeah, I remember we were talking about it with the sports and events group, and some other groups that they were charging money for what they're doing. And we made it that we went so many years at no charge, and then there would be a charge. That should be looked up at some point too. We don't need to discuss that today, but I'm sure that's on the books. Okay. So the Recreation and Cultural, Committee Coordinator, Lottie Daw, special events permit application for the Grafton Christmas Market be received. And the decision here now is with or without damage deposit. Mike, you made the motion. Sherry, you seconded. So
I think it's going to create a little Ripple, I think I would agree with council, with the deputy mayor, to say waive it for this year is what I would put on there. And not just attention through Troy to make sure that it gets revisited for next year.
So
I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but is that?
No, and I'm comfortable with that. I think they need to know this year that there could be changes to that. The refundable deposit could be increased, and it likely, I mean, it's a decision of the next council, but that, you know, moving forward, that may be taken into account. It's because if it's significantly more, it's going to have to be that for all special events. It's a change to the policy, and then
They'll have to collect that money ahead or something, so they'll have that money in the bank, so to speak. You know, so they do really have that amount there if something goes wrong.
well, and it's something that you know, most organizations, when they're organizing these functions, we don't even think about it, right?
Yeah, sure.
And then, but it can set the municipality back. So just so to notify them for sure then. So the refundable deposit is being waived as well for 2022, but they're to be notified that it probably won't be next year, and there's chances it could be increased.
well, I would say, yeah, that they'll be communicated with if there's changes to that policy.
Yeah.
There
prior
could be
to the
changes.
event.
Yeah.
The other thing is we're agreeing to close Old Danforth Road.
Yes. Got all that? Huh? Okay. And then I just look up yourself and find out about if there's fees after a certain number of years.
Yep, certainly.
Okay, all in favor? Carried. Item 10.2 is a verbal report from Troy regarding outdoor fitness equipment.
Through
Let me start the
Yeah.
motion here. Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Alnwick Haldeman receive the verbal report from Troy Gilmore for Jennifer Steen, Parks, Recreation and Cultural Coordinator regarding the outdoor fitness equipment. Go ahead. Can I have a mover? Councillor Phil, Deputy Mayor Gibson. Go ahead.
Okay, through you, Mayor. In speaking with Jennifer, there's more information to come, so she's going to provide a full report at next council.
Where's this going?
She'll have a recommendation. She's working with her current committee right now, and so they do have some ideas. So she'll bring that to next council. Yeah, she was going to, I know there was talk putting it on social media and having like a survey or something like that too. So what we did with the, sort of the same idea as we did with the playground. You know,
Okay, and is it
stuff, so-
grant money or budget item?
No, it's
grant.
It's all grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, any comments or questions? All in favor? Carried. 10.3 is another verbal report from Troy Gilmore for Jennifer Steen. Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Alnwick Haldeman receive the verbal report from Troy Gilmore on behalf of Jennifer Steen, Parks, Recreation and Cultural Coordinator regarding Remembrance Day. Do you know anything about that? Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Gibson. Second, Councillor Hogg.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Through your mayor, in speaking with Jennifer, we have two ceremonies, one in Grafton and one in Roseneath on November 11th, both at 11 a.m. Staff have been in contact with the OPP and made all the arrangements to ensure safety. Staff will be providing tables and chairs at both events as well. OPP and OPP auxiliary are involved, and yeah, been working closely with staff for safety and traffic flow.
Thank you. Hopefully we get auxiliary, because right now there's only 8, and they can't always provide, but our fire services will be there as well. So people recognize their vehicles too. And it'll be myself and Sherry and Councillor Hogg at Roseneath, and Councillor Philp and Councillor Booth at Grafton. So, and Councillor Philip has been asked also to present the county wreath, so they may split that job, and Councillor Booth do the townships. Okay, all in favor? Carried. Item 11 is committee reports. Be it resolved that the Lower Trent Conservation Regular Board meeting minutes of September 8th, 2022, and the Almac Haldeman Public Library Board regular meeting minutes of September 12th, 2022 be received and filed. Mover. Deputy Mayor Gibson, second. Councillor Booth. Any comments or questions on either one? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. Item 12. Oh, sorry. You have
just ask just about, since we're on committee reports, and could maybe Pat explain to me or whatever, are we going to advertise now? Like, what happens with these committees that we have now? Are we advertising to put it out for volunteers for the new committees, or do these committees continue on, or what happens?
So through the mayor, yes, we will be advertising for new committees, and then we'll be bringing those recommendations forward to council, the new council, so that they can select the committees.
So will those committees continue on, or are they sort of on hiatus right now?
Their term will end in November.
Okay,
Yeah.
When this council ends, and
That's
the same
correct,
thing?
yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
okay. Item 12, communications. 12.1, correspondence from the municipality of Wawa. Be it resolved that the correspondence from the municipality of Wawa dated September 12th, 2022, read the resolution Bill 3 Strong Mayor's Act be received and filed. A mover? I think we're all aware of this. Councillor Hogg, second. Councillor Philip, all in favor? Carried. 12.2. This is correspondence from Cornerstone Family Violence, and then I have a proclamation to read. Be it resolved that the correspondence from Cornerstone Family Violence Prevention Center dated October 4th, 2022, request for the proclamation and flag raising on November 25th, 2022, be received, and further that the Council of the Township of Alnwick-Haldeman declare that November 25th, 2022 shall be known as the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women as per the attached proclamation. Can I have a mover? Deputy Mayor Gibson, Councillor Phillips seconds. So read the proclamation first, or do you just want to vote on it, Pat? But read it first. The event, International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. The date is November 25th, 2022. Whereas violence continues to be the greatest gender inequality rights issue for women, girls, and gender diverse individuals, and whereas November is Women Abuse Prevention Month, and whereas gender-based violence is a human right issue which our community must work together to address, prevent, and address through public awareness and education, and whereas 1 in 3 women will experience gender-based violence in their lifetime, and these numbers increase exponentially for Black, Indigenous, and women of color, and whereas the COVID-19 pandemic has increased barriers to support and services for survivors of gender-based violence and their children. And whereas this month and throughout the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, we acknowledge our community's support of the Wrapped in Courage campaign and commitment to ending gender-based violence. And whereas on November 25th, the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, a Wrapped in Courage 2022 campaign flag will be raised in recognition that the courage of a woman alone is not enough. It takes an entire community to end gender-based violence. And now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Almac-Haldeman does hereby proclaim and declare that November 25th, 2022 shall be known as the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, and urge all citizens to recognize this day by taking action to support survivors of gender-based violence and becoming part of Ontario-wide efforts to end gender-based violence. And I'll sign this dated today. Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Item 1213 is a list of regular correspondence. I'll read the motion. Be it resolved that the following correspondence be received and filed. AMO Communications dated October 18th, 2022, re-AMO policy update, AODA consultation open, overdose and prevention engagement network open, website Federal Cannabis Act review. AMO Communications dated October 20th, 2022, re-AMO watch file. AMO Communications dated October 25th, 2022, AMO policy update, More Home Built Faster Act. AMO Communications dated October 27th, 2022, re-AMO watch file. And Steve Clark, Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, dated October 25th, 2022. This was a letter from him, More Homes Built Faster. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Bruce, second. Councillor Hogg. Any comments or questions on anything, or just receive and file? Okay, all in favor? Carried. Item 12.4, correspondence from the Ontario Honors and Awards Secretariat dated October 17th. Be it resolved that Council of the Township of Almac-Haldeman receive and file the correspondence from the Ontario Honors and Awards Secretariat dated October 7th, 2022. And this is regarding 2023 Ontario Volunteer Awards. And further, that council direction is required on this one. Can I have a mover? Deputy Mayor Gibson, second. Councillor Hogg. So I'm assuming this gets moved on to 2023 for any nominations for Ontario awards. Go ahead. Oh, that's our last deadline. Do we have anyone?
So I have a suggestion. You know, with so many volunteers, and I'm not sure, does this organization have a limit? Does the municipality have a limit? We're just doing one. Lori Devine has spent a great amount of time ensuring that, you know, the Bernardville Community Center is used, the groups are, you know,
yep.
Communities pulled together there, and I think she deserves some recognition for that, for the work that she's undertaken. She's pretty much done that. You know, she's had some assistance, but she's done a great job, you know, ensuring the continuity of that.
Well, she's been an excellent leader. Yeah. Is there any other person that anyone can think of? So we do, and that further council direction is required, that we nominate Lori Davini from Alma Coleman Township. Is that all you need, Pat? Okay. And then that will be filled out by you. Okay. Everyone in favor of that? Carried. Correspondence from Earth Day. Be it resolved that Council of the Township of Alnwick Haldeman receive and file the correspondence from Earth Day Canada dated October 18th, 2022. Registration for the 2023 Mobilizing Municipalities campaign. And we need further action on this one as well. I'm mover. Councillor Philp. Second. Deputy Mayor Gibson. Any suggestions? What you wish to do with this? Do you want to receive and file it, or do you want to make a tangible impact in the community? It's a celebration for Earth Day.
Going to receive and file, but you know, I could be, you know, swayed either way. Receive and file is fine. Earth Day is an important day, something the kids across our country celebrate, usually in their school setting.
Yeah, and it's the time around the time that we do the cleanup and whatnot. Okay, anything further, Sherry?
Well, we've also given support to the Blue Dot, and I think if we're supporting Blue Dot, it falls in line with, you know,
Everything we've done.
promoting Earth Day within the municipalities.
Okay. So the direct receive and file? And continue with what we're already doing. Perhaps the new council will have some ideas as well. Different ideas. Okay. All in favor? Carried. 12.6 correspondence from Roma, October 18th. This is nominations. Be it resolved that the correspondence from Roma dated October 18th, 2022, recall for nominations for the 2023-2027 Roma Board of Directors be received and filed. Have a mover? Councillor Hogg, second. Councillor Philp. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Carried. Item 13 is the bylaw to appoint Pat Kemp as the clerk. Be it resolved that bylaw number 119-2022, being a bylaw to appoint Pat Kemp as the clerk for the Corporation of the Township of Alnwick Haldeman, be read and deemed to be passed this third day of November 2022. Mover? Deputy Mayor Gibson, second. Councillor Hogg. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Carried. Well, congratulations, Pat.
Just remember who voted for you when I call next week.
You probably will still have her extension.
Yeah.
He'll be okay.
She called me every day.
Item 13.2. Bylaw to authorize the signing and execution of an acknowledgement and direction for the registration bylaw number 8022. Be it resolved that bylaw number 120-2022, being a bylaw to authorize the signing and execution of an acknowledgement and direction for the registration of bylaw number 80-2022, be read and deemed to be passed this third day of November 2022. Mover? Deputy Mayor Gibson, second. Councillor Phil, all in favor? Carried. That's Turk Road. Okay, announcements and notice of motions. start with Deputy Mayor Gibson.
Thank you. Wow, this is kind of a bittersweet last opportunity to speak. I think I'm not going to repeat what I said last council meeting in terms of you know, the thanking staff for the support and being available to me and to all of the residents. I think I would like to take an opportunity, because I missed it at the last council meeting, to say really in a better way what a privilege it's been to work with this council. We've had some tough times over the last few years. We've had some vacancies that have been sudden and we've had to fill, and it hasn't always been easy, but I think in the end we did what we felt was best at the time to serve people appropriately, and I'm proud of our accomplishments. I want to say congratulations to the incoming council and to those who ran and weren't successful. You know, it's a lot of hard work and it takes a lot to throw yourself out there and want to do public service. So I think everybody deserves a huge congratulations for you know, what they did leading up to the election. And I wish John, especially you as mayor, leading the group into the next 4 years, all the best. And Joan and Mike and Greg, Mary Catherine, who's not here. I don't know if she's online, but congratulations and all the best. You know, be silently supporting you over your term. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else?
I got one more thing, and it's kind of off that topic, but I was able to get to know Roland Alexander over the last few days. Roland was the design architect for the Parkette in Roseneath, the little garden.
Oh.
And he has great pride in the garden there, and he's provided me with some drawings and photos that I've passed along to the incoming mayor. So he's got that history. And really, I think what Roland wanted most of all by passing along that was that the history wasn't lost about how that started, and to ensure that it was maintained because it was, you know, intended for beautification of the Four Corners in Roseneath. So yeah, passing that along.
Okay, that's great. Maybe that should be moved on to the Hawk Committee too, because have they started the publishing of the Alnwick end of the township yet?
They're working on the front cover still.
Okay. So
and they're pretty well much ready to go, other than a few details.
okay. So maybe that's something
Yeah, could be.
they can have for book two.
Yeah, so Troy's got some information on it and John does, and I'll leave that
Okay.
with you for future consideration.
All right. Thank you. Councillor Mike Phelps.
Thank you, Mayor. I too would like to say my thank yous, and my first one is to thank the township residents for the opportunity to serve. It's been an honor and a pleasure. I'd also like to thank the township staff. They're an excellent bunch, and their service is exemplary. They are there when you need them every time. I too wish to support and welcome the incoming council, and certainly I present my best wishes to you all and wish you very good luck. I'm sure that you'll do very well. Lastly, I'd also like to thank Sherry Gibson, Greg Booth, Jim Hogg, and our mayor, Gail. You know, that's why I got into this. A long time ago, I did a presentation to try to help us get going, and I had the opportunity to meet each of you on a one-to-one basis, and really enjoyed it so much that I wanted to serve with you. And I had that opportunity, so I thank you each for that. That concludes my remarks.
Thank you. Councillor Greg Booth.
Just two things. First of all, I guess I won't do the big speech either, but thank you very much to the outgoing council. I've learned a lot from you. And welcome to the new council. I look forward to working with you. There was on November the 1st, I was able to attend, council was given at the last minute from the fire department that they had a mock structure exercise on McDonald Road. And I had the opportunity to attend that for 45 minutes. And it was quite an eye opener to see that Dave Dawson, the fire chief, did where he had all stations report, and it was an evaluation on how he does training and things like that. And I do know he said that they are doing another one in Grafton next week, that he'll more than likely try and invite the new oncoming council. I would urge everybody to attend. You get to see all the trucks coming and how they take command and set up, and Crammy even showed up with their trucks and everything. So it was a good experience, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Jim Hogg.
Yes, I'd just like to thank everybody for accepting me onto this council 3 years ago. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'd just like to say good luck to the new council coming in, and thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. You were a great addition. Now it's my turn. I'll have a little bit to say, but I got something else I want to say first. We got an email from our librarian, Elaine, and she had been talking to me about a grant that they had been applying for in order to actually fix up the basement at the library at Centerton. I didn't get all the details, but they have some pretty big plans. Her and Elaine and Tricia have been working on this for a while, and they're very pleased. About 2 days later, I got an email that they found out they are eligible to apply for the $50,000 to do that Commonwealth Leaf project. Not sure what the full acronym is, but it's to do with the libraries and fixing up space and creating more public space. So I want to wish them good luck on that. And I too want to let everybody know how much I enjoyed working with all of you, plus previous councils. I've been here 10 years. And our staff, I've enjoyed working with all the staff. We have a great staff. Some staff moved on, other careers or retirement, and it was great working with them as well. And you learn something from everybody that comes in, and you carry on for your 10 years. You get a lot of things learned. And then the province decides to change all the rules and you start over. And, you know, having Troy as our CAO has been great. He's done a great job. And our staff love him as well. I probably shouldn't be saying that out loud. Right, Pat? But, and like Sherry said, it is an honor and a privilege to be able to serve, and it's a lot of work and a huge learning curve. And for us who had to, the mayors and the deputy mayors who, you know, are expected and have to attend county council, that's another huge workload. So it's not a part-time job. It's full-time 7 days a week, including holidays. But thank you for the opportunity of the past 10 years. And I want to congratulate the new council coming in as well. You will enjoy your time here. The 4 years will go by quickly, and wish everybody the best. Thank you. Now we're going to move into closed session. Item 15, that the Council of the Township of Alma-Calderman will be recessing to a closed session under section 2392 to consider personnel matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, and D, labor relations or employee relations, with the CAO, acting clerk, deputy clerk remaining in attendance at 1:22 p.m. Have a mover, please. Moved by Councillor Hogg, second by Deputy Mayor Gibson. All in favor? Carried. Do you want a 5-minute break or do you want to go right in? Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Alma-Calderman adjourn the closed session at 2:32 p.m. and reconvene to regular session. Mover? Councillor Booth and Councillor Philp, all in favor? Carried. Item 16 is the confirming bylaw for today's meeting. Be it resolved that bylaw number 121-2022, a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of a meeting of council held on Thursday, November 3rd, 2022, be read and deemed passed this third day of November, 2022. Mover? Councillor Hogg and Deputy Mayor Gibson, all in favor? Carried. And motion to adjourn, be it resolved that the regular session of council of Thursday, November 3rd, 2022, be adjourned at 2:33 p.m.
So moved.
I wasn't going to let anybody else move that one, Sherry. And second by Councillor Philp. All in favor? Even if you weren't here, I was going to put your name in.
Thank you.
You too. It's been great working with all of you. Can we leave now?